Today on the Cooligans, in the first segment, we go over all these playoff games, all these quote-unquote desastres out here. We talk about some other stuff. This is South America, the violent soccer that's super entertaining and we love watching. Was it a WWE match or was it a soccer game? We talk all about it.
Oh, in the second segment, we talk to Feefa. You might have heard one of his tracks on the end of one of our last podcast episodes. He's a dope rapper out of LA, El Salvador, and loves soccer, loves rapping, and he raps in both English and Spanish. It's absolute fire. He's going to be here. We're going to interview him. And check out our YouTube channel because we're going to have him rapping here on Stage 17.
Hey, this is Alexi Lawless. There is nobody in U.S. soccer that is more important than the Cooligans.
Yeah, baby!
Dímelo, ¿qué tal?
De lo mío!
De lo mío. We got to start off the show extra Latino because everybody's been mentioning how the Cooligans effect is real.
Yeah, I think you said how Cooligans effect is real. I was like, we don't. We got nothing to do.
We have no influence whatsoever. Yes, we did coordinate the moving the capital to Jerusalem, but outside of that, we did nothing.
We got nothing to do with any of this. We want nothing to do with any of this. Please don't put our name in any of that. But yeah, the Cooligans effect is real. We got white people all over the Midwest saying que lo que and my guy, and no one understands them.
That's right.
This is why you come to this podcast.
That's on them. That's their fault for not understanding.
That's the other people's fault.
Yeah, that has nothing to do with it.
If they listen to Cooligans, they'd be like, oh, what up,
okay, now you speaking my language.
I know, pass me an absorbente for my drink.
And then they're going to be like, I don't know what you're talking about. Absorbeto is that's what I know it as.
And in the background, you hear one guy, did somebody ask for a popote?
Oh my god! I love how this straw debate has really.
We got to get Joanna Houseman in here. We got to do something.
It's been very much an ongoing saga.
And by the way, anytime somebody mentions it on Twitter, this whole Strawgate thing, somebody else hits a reply and says a word none of us have ever heard before.
We need to get old Bobby Mueller checking out this case.
Relax with that Russian joint for a minute. I think we all kind of know what happened.
We got a much more important case at the moment.
Let's figure out what happened here. And somebody said in Spain it's called that. We're like, yo, we ain't trying to hear nothing. We ain't trying to hear what those occupiers called it. It's about what we're calling it now. We done remixed your language.
Exactly. Welcome to the Cooligans, everybody. My name is Christian Polanco.
My name is Alexis Guerrero.
And together we are your favorite stand-up comedians that host a soccer podcast.
Bang, bang.
It is not only the funniest soccer podcast that you've ever heard.
No, it's not only the funniest soccer podcast.
It also happens to be
the gulliest soccer podcast.
That's right. And some people, there's new listeners week after week, and they're like, I still don't know what gully is. All right? Look, if you don't know what gully, if you don't feel it, if it's not exuding through your headphones right now, then you may not ever get it.
The easiest thing to tell you is that at one point, in one day, you will be enlightened out of nowhere. And you'll be like, oh, I get it.
Sure. Yeah, it's like it's trust in the process. You know, trust the process. It's very similar to the levels we talk about Scientology. It's like getting to. You'll get there. You'll get.
We talk about that on the show all the time. New listeners. We bring up Israel. We bring up Scientology. At some point, you're like, is this even a soccer podcast? Wait till the off season, boys and girls, and everyone listening.
So look, there's a couple things. Look, we try to start the show always fun,
positive enjoyment.
As usual.
The world doesn't often let us.
And once in a while, it gets exhausting talking about all these negative things that happen week after week, and it's
people think we're talking about NYCFC losing in the playoffs. We're not.
Yes, that's a different disaster that we'll get to in a little bit.
Of massive dome proportions.
So. Let's just get it out of the way, mainly because this is a tragedy, but it also hit a little closer to home than we're used to.
Yeah.
And we're obviously talking about the Thousand Oaks shooting, another gun tragedy.
Which, by the way, some of the victims had survived the Las Vegas shooting.
It's
just, I mean, there's just no words to say anymore.
Yes.
That make anyone, I just doubt anyone's going to change their opinion until bullets squeech past them or something, or a family member of theirs is affected. It is what it is. The Cooligans, you know our stance on this, and we've received some beautifully written emails from some of our fans who disagree on us when it comes to sort of what should happen with guns, but also want the world to know that, you know, this kind of stuff is not okay. So we know we have listeners from all across the spectrum. It's just at some point we have to just not be the country where kids get shot at school or people get shot at a bar for no reason in mass quantities.
Look, and these happen so often that we can't talk about all of them, right? Because we're trying to do a comedy podcast
How are we going to talk about straws?
How are we going to talk about straws when all this sadness around us? But the reason we're bringing this one up in particular is because one of the young people that died in that tragedy happened to be the daughter of a team owner, of a soccer team owner called Napa Valley, 1839, I believe. And that team was co-owned, created by Jonathan Kalura, who owns Bug Eaters FC. So that was, I believe his name is Eric Housley.
We're not sure of the pronunciation. We don't want to get it wrong, but nonetheless, I mean, this weird world that we're all in soccer, this has struck a chord. Somehow it's gotten to us where it's affected people that we are good friends with.
Yeah, that we care about. And look, this is the young girl who lost her life was Elena Housley, and the daughter of a soccer team owner, you know, and Jonathan Kalura was involved. Bug Eaters are very involved. This is incredibly tragic.
It's a sad day. It's a sad day for the Cooligans family, the Bug Eaters family, the Napa Valley, what was it?
1839,
1738. The Napa Valley, the family, everyone involved. It's a sad day for everyone, but just wanted to let you know that somehow something that happened in Thousand Oaks, California, affected people that we care dearly about and directly. And I mean, there's nothing left to say besides, I guess, just rest in peace, and hopefully those that are that didn't get shot that day make the same amount of effort to make a change as the rest of us are trying.
Yeah.
So
it gets harder and harder every single time.
And I get that you guys didn't tune in for this. So we want to apologize if this changes your mood at all today, but let's move on from that and try to be more positive and try to have fun, because that's why you clicked on this. But this has to be mentioned. Yeah. Unfortunately.
Without a doubt. So we promise that this show will still be fun. This podcast will still have a good time, and definitely
still gonna be funny.
It's still gonna be funny, and in the memory of those people that we did lose and whose families were affected. So let's enjoy ourselves, and let's talk about a couple things, right? Real quick, we went to a party. We went to the 10th anniversary party, FC St. Pauli.
Yeah, what is it? East River
Pirates.
Pirates.
Yeah. So this is a supporters group. If you haven't heard of FC St. Pauli, they're a Bundesliga 2 team that has a massive following in the U.S.
I believe Ian Joy played there. Ian Joy, who you might know from TV, calls the games for NYCFC.
He's on Fox Sports.
He's on beIN Sports. He's everywhere, this guy. I mean, you know, his frequent flyer miles out of this world. But yeah, so FC St. Pauli has this like sort of rabid fan base all around the world because they're kind of like a punk rock soccer team.
Yeah, they're very plastered all over, like all their kind of merch and everything is they have signs that say just like no racism, no sexism, no homophobia,
which we obviously are all about.
Huge fans of all those no's.
Yeah, great messages there. Nothing to really rally against there, folks.
So I've hung out with fans individually of like
we
FC
met Sean.
St. Pauli.
She's invited us to a bunch of stuff.
But what the cool part was seeing them all together, right? Yeah. Because I don't know if you haven't seen, there's a Copa 90 not even a mini doc. It is a proper documentary. It's 30 minutes long.
It's a proper doc. But they've done 2 or 3 at this point.
Yeah, and it covers the derby between FC St. Pauli and Hamburg. Hamburg just got relegated. Thank you, Bobby Wood, doing that for that.
Shouts to you, buddy.
But Hamburg got relegated, so they finally FC St. Pauli and Hamburg were finally able to play against each other for the first time in like 12 years or something like that. Mm-hmm. So it's a great documentary. You
really good.
Watch it. But
Ellie Menjum, shouts to Ellie Menjum, man.
But
everything he does.
Hanging out with them all in a group, you get it's a little different than just soccer supporters, because it's
100%.
Like they have a strong political stance. They have strong ideology. They're very like yo, and it's not just like, hey, no racism, please. It's like, yo, no racism.
You heard what we said,
You heard
right?
what you said.
They're racist against racists. That's how they're vehemently racist against racists. They hate
And
racism
it
so much.
cancels it out.
Yeah.
So it's like,
It's kinda cool
So
when you
racism
think
doesn't exist.
Yeah, that's kind of cool when you think of it that way. But they're very anti-race, which I'm all about. Look, I'm not the biggest fan of the idea of communism. I am.
I thought you were going to say I'm not the biggest fan of racism.
No, racism. Can I say something? It's about time somebody said it. Not a fan. Not a fan of racism. Not the biggest fan of communism. Some of the tenets I agree with. Just as a whole, I am Cuban American. So yeah, that kind of stuff. I guess you get ingrained a little bit growing up with a mom who hit you with a chancleta. That's one of the things you don't do. I also don't put my feet up on the coffee table anymore. You know what I mean?
Is that a communist thing to do?
No, that's just my mother hit me every time I did it. So I learned, maybe not the easy way, but I learned not to do it. But I got to say, someone's wearing a shirt that says no homophobia, no sexism, no racism, you'd be like, yeah, I'm all about that.
Hey, I like this guy.
Hey, those are rules we should all live by. Everyone there was super cool. They did
best.
They did a big sort of I guess like a tricky tray.
Yeah.
You can't say that anymore. Yeah, no, that's the proper word now for it. There used to be a racist word for it.
I don't
a
even-
racist term for it. So they did a tricky tray kind of thing where like you would put tickets, you bought tickets.
Raffle, yeah, a raffle.
But it's a different raffle.
It's a different guy. It's a raffle for the, like, you can
You
essentially
put the tickets in the bucket,
thing.
if you will, of
Yeah.
the thing associated with the thing you want.
I
And then
won
they
a
pull.
Celtic jersey.
Yeah,
which was
you won a
great.
Celtic jersey. I did not win anything, but we donated a scarf from the World Cup Comedy Tour.
That's right.
And there were some cool people there, some friends that we had made online, but we haven't been able to meet in
That's
person.
right. Yeah. Shout out to Steve Hamlin.
Steve Hamlin,
super
who we've
cool.
met before.
We
We
met
met at the
before,
the
but
video
we
game
got to
stuff.
actually like talk for a long time.
Yeah. He wasn't working this time.
That's right.
So it was cool. Dope jersey he was wearing. We met Prez, who you might remember from Copa 90 or
Yeah.
videos on Thrillist.
You left
So him and
already.
I are co-workers.
Exactly. You had left, but Patrick Inferno was there as well. Big.
Yeah, well, I leave before he shows up every time. I don't want to be in a room with Pat Inferno.
That's the move. But everyone was super cool. Very welcoming. Yeah. One of the, it definitely. Just a, I don't know. Yeah, it felt more than it was like more than just a club. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
and
there's-
especially like a second division German team. Like, it feels so obscure.
It feels like soccer is also one of the things that happens with this fan group.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, there's so much more. They do so much for the community. And
Yeah,
by the way, I don't think all of them, I didn't want to misconstrue anything. I don't know if I don't think they are all communists. I'm just saying somebody there was talking about it. And I'm like, I know that sometimes it's something that follows their fan base. And I just want to, I hope I don't piss everyone off there.
I have no idea what you're talking about. So fine.
Well, FC St. Pauli, that's something that kind of follows them a little bit. There's some of the fan core, maybe all of them. I
Maybe
don't know.
socialist, a socialist.
No. It's actual communism. Like,
All right.
they're cool with it. Which, hey, whatever. I mean, do whatever you want. You know what
All
I
right,
mean?
cool. I don't know. I
As
don't
long
know.
as you're not racist, homophobic,
Sexist,
or sexist.
homophobic. I think.
But
we're
they're
all
also
good.
like all welcome. You stayed there was a punk show.
Yeah,
There
that was great.
Yeah.
A band called Crazy and the Brain. And they were great. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I was in a mosh pit. I went to
There
go
were
see
video.
it.
You posted
Yeah.
videos on social media, and Dee hit me up. She's like, "Were you at a punk show?" And I was like, "Nah, I left before it happened." She's like, "Okay."
I went to go see a soccer game, and then
Yeah.
I left in a mosh pit.
Yeah. Or I went to go to a punk show, and this damn soccer game was on TV the whole time.
But thank you again for the welcome. It was super, super fun. So thank you. Shout out to Sean from FC St. Pauli.
Shout out to Patrick
from East State.
Inferno, shout out to Prez. That was
Everybody,
really dope.
everybody was great. So.
And you mentioned Sean already. They're all
So let's. I want to mention another review that we got that was pretty fun.
we got a couple good ones actually.
We got a couple good ones. I'll read. You know what? Which one should I read? Okay, I'll read this one. This was.
I'm glad the fans got to hear that.
No, this is good because there's a couple of really good ones. So we always appreciate the support. Leave a review on iTunes. It always helps the show grow. More people hear about it, and that's the next move in the Cooligans dynasty. You know, it's like we gotta bring more people into this cult, right? And it's very much a cult. Don't forget that. So this is. From Angry Bird Me.
Okay, I know exactly which one you're gonna read. This is great.
So this is a Angry Bird Me feels like an Everton fan, maybe. I don't know. The
Right? They got the arm.
That shirt sleeve sponsor's coming to MLS real soon, buddy. So the subject says real and true. And funny too. So there's already like a poem here, almost like
haiku.
the beginning of a limerick.
Yeah.
So it goes. from Angry Bird Me, he goes, "It took 4 to 5 episodes before I was really hooked into the Cooligans and their humor."
Come on now.
It's that long?
It should take 4 or 5 hours, which is just the one episode.
I like that diversity is a big part of their jokes because you just don't hear enough of that in American soccer. They cover MLS with mucho humor, something that
Mucho humor.
Yeah,
Also.
but that's I'm saying it in Spanish.
Yeah.
Something it sorely needs, and they conduct excellent interviews, often with people who have good causes to support. Finally, unlike some soccer podcasts, they sound like two guys who like and support one another.
Oh, well, that's a lie.
I don't know why it took me 4 to 5 episodes to figure this out, but I'm glad I did. I ordered a Gully t-shirt too. Although I have no idea what the word means.
There it is.
Thanks for the entertainment, Cooligans.
Thank you, Angry Bird Me.
Thank you, Angry Bird.
That's you know what? Normally we get like really funny, crazy. That's just a good, honest.
That's a very sweet,
Sweet
and supportive. Yeah, thank you. We that means a lot to us. Did you have one?
Yes, I do.
Go for it.
There's a couple. Obviously, we got another Bang Bang. This is by Bird Boy 8964. Title was Bang Bang. The subject, just click. So big Gunny fan there.
Okay.
But I like this one. It's titled 5 stars, and then he gives us 5 stars, or she gives us 5 stars. It's KWTOGG. So KWTOGG. He says, or she says, need a new podcast for your commute? Well, this ain't it, because you will routinely laugh out loud on the metro, and people will look at you like you're insane. I still really don't know what gully means. 5 stars. He wrote out the word 5 stars. That's twice he said 5 stars, or she said 5 stars, and then gave us 5 stars. Shouts to you, KWTOGG.
KW Tog.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. So we are 10 reviews away from 300. Come on.
Oh, we're so close.
Help us get there. It would mean the world to us. All right. So let's get to we're gonna get to the playoff matches in a moment, right?
Yeah.
And also we just again. And apologies, especially on my part. We put out that second episode last week, and my audio was a little messed up.
Yeah, it was terrible.
I just messed up, but it wasn't too bad.
It was terrible.
Like
we tried our hardest.
We
man.
tried hard.
You should hear what it sounded like before we tried to fix it.
We tried our best. But
it sounded like Christian's new co-host is sandpaper.
But look, we definitely tried our best, and I was like trying everything I could to like get the audio at least like audible and not like.
Well, I think I worked on it a little bit, sent it to you, and then you worked on it.
Yes,
a little bit.
I mean it was.
And by the way, we're not audio experts, as you can tell, but we tried.
We
really
put
hard.
it down the assembly line. Everybody had a chance to
so
work.
much so that it sounded like you were on the phone, and you were not.
I was not. I was on a proper microphone.
Yeah, that was a straight mic.
All right. So, but that game was crazy, right? That
game was wild.
Seattle Portland game. So, we'll get to the games in a moment. Before we get to the actual games, let's talk about a couple things that are going on in MLS that we should address. First of all, FC Cincinnati put out their logo. Everybody hype. The rebranding. Literally, everyone loved it. No one had an issue with it whatsoever.
No one has had an issue. I don't like it. I know I didn't like the LAFC logo at first, and then I grew to love it. I don't think that's going to happen with this.
Okay.
I think, who was it? It was, I think, at Shexa. So, Brandon, who we've met before.
Oh, yeah, Brandon from Atlanta.
Footy Mob.
Dude.
Big fan of ours as well. He put it on a gas station. And I got to be honest, it's exact. There's just no reason to suggest that it's anything besides a gas station logo. It looks perfect. It should be on a truck stop spinning.
Yeah.
If you don't see it, the old one I thought was dope. A lot of people didn't like it. Some of the fans didn't even like it.
Yeah, the old one was not, I wouldn't say dope.
It's so dope.
It was fine. Look, but this is...
It had that sort of like negative space crown.
This is sort of an issue that we have. Sometimes we can talk about logos forever, but you are very passionate about what logo. I'm not as like emotionally invested in logos.
It's the image of your team. It's what people see.
Totally, but I don't look at the FC Cincinnati logo and get angry. You know what I mean?
How can you not get angry looking at it? It doesn't look great. It looks cheesy is my issue. It looks cheesy and it looks very MLS.
Most
maybe
logos
2.0.
are cheesy. I feel like all over the world. How many are like amazing?
A lot. Tons. Real Madrid's is pretty great. I think Juventus's new one is not as great as their old one. The old one was kind of iconic to me. You know, the oval.
But when
Arsenal,
you say,
some people said is a little cheesy. I prefer the old one, but I think the new one's kind of dope.
when you say iconic means like it has to be
Hamburg.
around a
we
long
were just
time.
talking about Hamburg was dope. No, I don't think it has to be around a long time to be iconic. Not at all. I honestly think now, looking back, I think LAFC's logo is iconic. It's kind of standalone. It's kind of dope.
Okay.
I even love I love stuff like the Dynamo Kiev. I think is the one that just has the D on it. That's kind of dope.
All right. This is not
The English ones
my
with
wheelhouse.
all those banners
I'm like,
and leaves.
they're
The Cooligans logo.
Cooligans logo is a great slogan. The Cooligans logo is better than the FC Cincinnati logo. I'll say that.
Without a doubt. And there was a time when I hated it.
That's right.
Yeah, I
What
tried to
happened
change
with
it on
that?
my own.
Yeah, I don't know if some of the new listeners may not know this, but Alexis, maybe about 2 years ago,
Went on a campaign.
we had this whole debate where he was like, I think we should get rid of the logo. It might be
To me, it's
too
a bit kiddish, though. If I'm going to be honest, I think we should be a little bit classier than that. And I hate the word "the" in it.
What about this show says classy to you?
You know what? Point, counterpoint, checkmate. Never mind.
Honestly,
Yeah.
there's no reason why there's not cheese dripping off of our logo.
It should be, honestly, what I wanted it to be is just a dice or a die. That'd be dope, wouldn't it? It's Matt Gully. What's gullier than that?
Okay, all right. One step at a time, all right? We got
Yo, we got any Photoshop people or like designers, design some logos for us and we'll pick one. Maybe not even
Hey, work for free, all right, buddy?
do something.
Do something
and we'll see if we like.
Well, for our entertainment and for our monetary gain, and then we will judge you for it.
And then we'll be like, nah. Or, yeah, all right, this is ours now. No, but hey, maybe we'll use it as a one-off shirt or something.
Who knows? Okay, cool. So
Jay Riddle right now is making the most insane.
don't make these promises
Yeah.
because there's a good chance we'll get a bunch of trash-ass logos that we will not use.
Yeah, no, we'll tell you if it's trash, like we do your pizza.
All right. So let's talk about another thing before MLS. Two quick things. Copa
Are you gonna
Libertadores.
cry? Do great things.
I'm just because I'm talking fast. All right.
Yeah, you're not used to
We
this.
got a guest today. I'm just trying to get.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get through it all. So. Copa Libertadores, they had the first leg of a Super Clásico.
So the first one was postponed. The official, it was supposed to be on Saturday, got postponed because of rain. And we were like, oh, a little rain. And then we saw photos and we're like, don't go anywhere near that stadium. You're going to
You're gonna drown.
Yeah, bring swimmies. Bring those little floaties.
Literally, the Titanic. Women and children first. Get them out of here. But props to the Boca fans because they were in that rain. I mean, it was just absolutely pouring.
It was a torrential downpour. Monsoon.
And
Yeah.
I mean rain, like water falling off of like the top of the stadium
Yeah.
towards the bottom. You needed like rain boots to walk through. The Boca fans were out there cheering, waiting for hopefully like the game to start. But they must have been cheering for like 2-3 hours.
When the announcement came that the game was going to be suspended, they stayed and chanted.
Dude, man, it's like
Shouts to Argentinian soccer, the gulliest soccer league, right?
I would have to say so. They are just
In every definition of the word.
Yes, because it's one of those things where the fans are slightly more entertaining than the soccer on the pitch.
Just a little bit. And I got to say, I watched the game, very fun game.
Yeah.
That Wilmer Barrios, who's Colombian. Wow, this kid is amazing. I know a lot of people are talking about Benedetto and Piti,
was there.
who's
Who
talking
scored,
about
right?
coming.
Didn't he score?
I don't know, but he played really well.
Yeah.
No, he didn't score. The same guy got the brace. Which, by the
right.
way, looks like a linebacker. This guy looks like he's a cast member from 300. He doesn't look like a striker, whoever plays for River. But, God, what a great game. If I could be completely honest, I've seen better games than MLS.
I think people, because of the fanfare of the Super Clásico, people are like, oh, so the best players must be there, and that's not really the case. It's the quality. The quality is fine. I would say the quality from a individual level is probably higher than MLS. Like first touch,
The technical skill is at a higher level.
without a doubt.
Overall game quality.
The football, is not really
the flow of it all.
not really all there.
Not exactly the way you'd want to see a game. I'll just say.
The biggest thing that's wild to me, I mean, and I've seen a lot of like crazy Argentinian matches, but just in this game, the comfort that the refs allow double slide challenges into each other.
Yeah.
To both like crashing into each other,
colliding and shit. They changed their trajectory, and they're like, "Yeah,
get up, move it along, 50-50 ball."
Don't be a baby about it.
The refs are mad, chill with a lot of aggressive behavior.
The refs are as much a part of the game in that final as they've ever been in an MLS match. The ref's like a part of it, and he's like, "No, I saw you." They yell back at the player.
Dude.
It is pretty dope, pretty fly.
But the first leg ended 2-2.
2-2.
So
and there's no away goals.
Oh, there's no away goals.
No away goals. Doesn't matter.
Okay.
So just get wild with it at Monumental.
Yeah, so it's gonna be the next leg is what? It's next Saturday, right?
Yeah.
This Saturday coming up. So watch that.
I won't be able to watch it because I'll be driving to a road gig.
Oh, that's
6 hours away. But it is gonna be ballistic.
So
I'll be a passenger. Maybe I'll put it on my phone and really piss off the driver.
The other thing, I don't think we talked about this on the Friday episode. Drogba retiring. I don't think we mentioned this. No, we didn't. But
he posted the video.
He posted a video.
The Wolf of Wall Street.
People were questioning: Is he going to retire?
He's alluded to that this would be the last season.
40 years old, right?
40 years old. At some point, this dude's like, I kind of want to relax.
He's going to have like a hockey player's career. Like, you know how hockey players end up playing to
55?
like... Yeah, they're like Gordie Howe playing to like
Damn,
53.
Bro. I don't want to check him. I feel bad. You know?
Hockey's such a strange sport because it is so physical, but you can be pretty old.
I think it's because
you can have like old man strength and still be good at.
I think it's because you're skating. You don't really mess up your knees and your hips.
Sure.
I get your hips more than your knees and your ankles, but your ligaments.
But you got no teeth. I mean,
you don't need them. They're gone. They're gone by 22 in that sport. And all the blow, you just got no cartilage in your nose. Big blowheads, those hockey players.
Is that hockey
Yeah,
players
no,
too?
really, honestly,
Okay,
it's a big problem.
80s hockey, I can understand.
No, it's a big problem today. Talk to somebody who plays hockey.
Yeah, you know, those Russians love that snow. You know how it is.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's all over the country, baby.
But Drogba did allude that he was going to retire, but he posted probably one of the best non-retirement videos I have ever seen.
He did the Wolf of Wall Street meme, hey, you know what? I'm not leaving.
That's it, man. That was great.
That's all he put.
That's all he put.
No, nothing.
Such a fun, like Nuff said, Didier.
Yeah, damn, bro. As much as you want. You own the team, my guy.
But they did lose to Louisville City. Phoenix Rising did lose to Louisville City.
So Louisville City's won it 2 years in a row.
2 years in a row. They're gonna be now they're double promoted to MLS.
Well, I think they're the only lower league team in recent history to win their division twice.
Division 2 back to back.
Yeah.
Hey, it's unique. It's American, and it's something to be proud of.
It's ours. The wine is sour, but it's our wine.
So that was incredibly entertaining. So now let's get to some of these playoff games. Should we talk about them? Let's talk about them in the order they were played, so we can get right to it.
Rules and regulations, Polanco.
Let's go. Who was first? It was we talked about Portland, Seattle. So Sporting Kansas City against Real Salt Lake. This game was bananas.
Speaking of fanfare, man, there's a Chiefs game going on. The Chiefs are actually good. Yeah. Mahomes is like a godsend to Chiefs fans in Kansas City. Why would you play a soccer game during the same time as the Chiefs games? No one's going to go.
No, wrong.
Yo, the Cauldron. I wish I'd probably rather be at Bombonera just because there's a little bit of element of danger there. But
that's
what you require. Mercy Park?
That's what you require to have a good time.
Yeah,
if you're not going to possibly die, then why?
Am I supposed to climax? Children's Mercy Park. What a weird segue, those two sentences. So sorry, everybody. Children's Mercy Park.
Lord of mercy.
Children's Lord of Mercy Park. That's hilarious. Whatchamacallit? Children's Mercy Park. It's just what a wonderful place to be during a soccer game. And that Shallowy goal.
The last one?
I mean, if he didn't have studs, he would have moonwalked all over. I mean, what a flex.
Yeah, I honestly think Daniel Shalhoub might be able to moonwalk in studs. I think that might be a possibility.
Can you think of a bigger flex in soccer in at least my recent history?
A bigger flex than that?
No, I can't.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, prior to scoring, I mean, what comes to mind is over the weekend, Manchester City played against Man United.
Yeah,
and
derby, yeah,
I remember Sterling at the end doing crossover after like the 86 passes consecutively. Manchester United could not touch the ball, and then Raheem Sterling's like, all right, I'll do a couple step overs to hold on.
You ain't even trying? Check this out.
I was like,
I'm gonna start doing impressions of players you've sold.
Yeah, man. It's like what's the tennis player who does the Croatian guy? I think he's Croatian or Serbian. The one who does he does impressions of every tennis player. Novak Djokovic. He does impressions of every soccer player, like and their serve or something. That's what it reminds. You don't watch tennis, but whatever. What are you gonna do?
Way to bring this to a screeching halt, bringing up tennis.
So okay. So I don't know if it was the biggest flex. Some people were suggesting that it was disrespectful of
That's
him to
how it's
do
a flex. So then it is a flex.
When it is, well, okay, so yeah, when it's disrespectful.
It's like a Venn diagram, right? You can't go too far into disrespectful, but just a little disrespectful gets it right in that flex, in that middle.
Yeah. So I thought, look, they were very close to losing this game and losing the series.
The score would make you think that Sporting Kansas City had complete control of this game, or that RSL wasn't up to that level. Way wrong. I don't know what Petke's system is. I can't put my finger on what the tactical ideal is for Sporting Kansas City. I'm sorry, for RSL. What I can tell you is fun to watch, man.
Very entertaining. Yeah, this was I thought
when they have their pieces.
In the first half, I thought RSL was gonna get washed, you know, and
we're all about washing. We'll wash anybody. Just ask.
And then look, they turned things around the second half. The one thing I think that really what really changed the game was that penalty call.
Right.
That I forgot who drew it, but Ilie took the penalty. But that was a controversial call because and I want to remember who it was. It might have been Quase or Diego Rubio, but it was Rubio. So, but he took a bad first touch, and the ball clearly went too far, and Onua hit him clearly, bumped him, but it wasn't. It didn't stop him from getting an opportunity to get the ball. He wasn't going to get that ball.
Right.
So once that happened and they called that penalty, VAR reviewed it and they still gave it. It was one of those not clear and obvious things, but frustrating for RSL. If RSL doesn't give up that goal, doesn't give that penalty, they probably win this game.
I like what RSL is doing. It's tough in the playoffs to have something where it's like you're not 100% sure if it should have been allowed. I get that. It seems to me like Sporting Kansas City is one of those is on that upward slope right now. We talk about this all the time. MLS playoffs is one of these weird things. It's you can't just come in being a great team. You also have to be hot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like take your shirt off. Let's see what you got. You gotta catch
like a casting session.
I mean,
you really want to get this
job? You want the gig or not? You know what I mean? But what I'm saying is you have to be able to catch heat at the end of the season. You have to come in playing at the best, like have momentum.
Yeah.
Sporting Kansas City seems to me like they have that momentum. I get RSL. It's probably tough.
It was going to be a huge challenge for RSL to win there. But
did you see Jason Davis and Petke have a back and forth on Twitter?
Yes, I did see that.
Oh man, I love Petke, man.
Petke's like a very normal dude, like
he's
a relatable guy. He's just a dude.
He just happens to be the coach of the team
in Utah.
He's normal. He's like, hey, meet me at the slice shop. We'll talk. Yeah, we'll talk. We'll both get.
You want to talk soccer?
Yeah, you want to split a meatball sub? We'll talk. Come on, you know.
Look, I need to get out of the house. These kids are driving me crazy.
Come on, it's too much. And the lady, she's yelling at me about stuff. I'll see you there. I'll be there anyway. Jason Davis put up RSL and Columbus people. When we talk about your teams on United States Soccer, which you were on. Tomorrow. What do you want us to say? What should the obituary of your 2018 season say? Petke quote tweets that and says, "You're the expert. Go with your gut, man." Wow, right? Jason Davis like, hey, just a conduit, Mike, which is a little disrespectful.
Yeah, because I don't know. We can't tell the tone.
We don't know. Becky, we know for sure.
I'm gonna assume it's Tone because
Becky didn't like. Well, I
he
mean,
just
you're the
lost a big
expert.
game.
Yeah.
And now people getting
Instead of
spicy
sub,
on
he
Twitter.
said, "You tell us, Chief." It's kind of how he said it, and he put for that matter, curious how you see it. Right? He said, just curious how the fans see the season. He goes, for that matter, I'm curious to how you see it. To Becky, Becky puts, how did you see it? Which is kind of what Dome did a little bit.
No, not exactly.
Not
Oh, yeah, a
exactly.
little bit, yeah.
Because he's like, you tell me about Joe
Hey, what do you
Ingebrigtsen.
think, smart guy?
Yeah. You're a clever man. You tell me about Joe Ingebrigtsen. He kind of threw Joe Ingebrigtsen under the bus a little bit, too, because he was like, did you see his last game? You tell me why I didn't start him. Which is, kind of shouts to you, Dome, a little bit. Not for the end of it, but like for that part. And then they went back and forth a little bit. It was dope. All I got to say is I kind of respect Pecky for being like, we lost the game. What do my notifications look like? I kind of like that.
It was pretty cool. Just to even see that dialogue. You don't really see that kind of conversation.
No, that's something that would happen in a hallway, like behind the stadium.
Yeah. So that was dope. Jason David, I did do. I was on USS, and he did ask me the same question, like, what would the obituary be for NYCFC? And I just said, ah! I just screamed into the microphone.
Yeah. Which is appropriate. We started out the season so well.
Exactly. So let's talk about that game. Atlanta in second leg at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. NYCFC falls to Atlanta United 3-1.
We all know the penalty shouldn't have happened, and if that wouldn't have happened, I think NYCFC scores 4 goals, and we're fine.
We all know that.
That's
yes.
facts. Dead ass. There's not a reason to even question what I just said.
That's right. Overall,
did you think they had a chance? Did you think NYCFC had a chance?
I wasn't too optimistic. I was more pessimistic than optimistic. That's all.
I was sure we weren't going through. Nothing had shown me that this team could come together.
So when I was talking to Jason Davis, a lot of the questions were about our Dome Tarrant and what we think of his performance as a coach. Is he out? Are you a Dome out guy now?
I've been for a couple weeks. I think given the opportunity, he can turn it around. I don't think he's a bad coach. I just don't know if that's the person I want to lead this sort of restructuring. Word is David V is not coming back. He wants to play another year.
A rumor, yeah.
No, he wants to play. This is like, Jesus Christ. It's basically written on the wall. The word is he wants to play another year. He doesn't think he's going to get a contract extension. NYCFC wants to move on. So he's probably going to go I think he's going to go to Australia, play for Melbourne City, if I'm being honest. But
I don't know.
He wants to play one more year. I don't think he's going to get $5 million. He better not get $5 million.
Why not?
Because give it to somebody else, man. You only get 3 DPs. What are we doing? The guy's 35 years old. Look, David V, I love you. You've been here for a while. Move on a little bit. Go do something else.
I would say I'm not 100% sure he's leaving. I don't think that. But
go play with Didier Drogba.
And I think he would. I think he would still be very beneficial.
That would be wildfire if he played for Phoenix Rising. Well, I shouldn't say wildfire. Shouts to everyone in California. Sorry. No, respect to everyone in California.
Yeah, you have a problem where when there's a certain thing you shouldn't say,
it's the first thing
that's the first thing that comes to your mind. Yeah, that's like a real deficiency that your brain has.
Is it? Or is it just fly as shit? I don't know. We'll see.
But let's talk about that post-game interview with Dome Tarrant. They were he was in the scrum, a lot of reporters.
Timothy, I didn't put too soon. It's currently still happening, so you're 100% right.
Our producer he's really the moral compass of the show.
He's the ombudsman.
The ombudsman, as always, yeah. The word that doesn't exist. But Dome Tarrant did say that he was in a post-game interview, and he was obviously frustrated.
Christian Arias of
the Athletic, asking him questions as reporters do, and this was clearly, if you didn't see this clip, Dome Tarrant ended the interview by saying, sort of what you were saying, you seem to be very clever, asking about players. Like whenever you ask me about a player who didn't play, whenever a player didn't play, you ask me about that player,
right?
And why wasn't he in the squad?
He's done this in the past.
Yeah, so this is like
one of his go-to questions. Like if David Villa doesn't start the match, he'd be like, what about David Villa? Why didn't he start the match?
So clearly, they have a past, right? And Dome was very.
He answered everything pretty okay.
Yeah, just
a little condescending, a little Mourinho-ish.
Yes.
But then when he got to the end, he turned up that Mourinho to 11.
Yeah, he was like.
He basically does, for white people listening, imagine there's a mosquito near your ear. He does that with his hand, which is kind of disrespectful. But then he
You
says,
look like you're about to smack
yeah,
somebody.
he's like, but like he points with his full hand and then he kind of goes back and he says, bleep Desastre, which is.
No, I mean, look, he said, eres un puto desastre.
Yeah.
Which is, and so this caused a stir
Because
amongst,
that word on its own
can,
has been somewhat misconstrued, but also, like, I'm not going to deny it. It has some connotations that's homophobic, right?
yes.
In this context, it's not at all.
Yes.
It means like super large, very large disaster.
Yes, yeah. So
or like a motherfucking disaster, kind of like that would
yeah,
be.
yeah. So that's context is important, and this also kind of bleeds into the conversation about like in Liga MX and yelling the puto chant after
Yeah.
goal kicks. And context is important. Like we can easily say, hey. At a soccer game, when a keeper is about to take a goal kick, that maybe 10,000 people shouldn't call him a bitch behind his back, right? Like that's to me, that's understanding, like that's disrespectful.
Also, here's my complaint about this whole thing: if you're gonna yell something to throw him off his game, right before he kicks is the time to do it. Not after he kicks the ball. Then you're not doing anything.
Exactly, right? So
Like, you know when someone's about to take a three-point shot, you just kind of clap in his face a little bit? Have you ever done that? You seen this? You just clap?
yeah, man.
I don't know what it does.
That's part of the game.
It makes me feel better when I do it. But
right.
you don't clap after the shot.
learned all
then you're applauding that shot.
I learned all my defensive skills from Dennis Rodman.
Yeah.
All right, I know what I'm doing.
100%.
I wear a wedding dress on the court.
Look at me. You think I learned it from any other athletic player? No. I learned everything I know. I was a rebounder, bro. I was a power forward the size of a point guard, and I just wanted to eat sandwiches.
But look, him. I just don't want it to be misconstrued as Domer was saying something homophobic, which
It wasn't.
He was clearly not. And context is important, but it's not. It's a little too. It's not clear enough to just, even with the puto chant, it's not clear enough just to say like it's a homophobic chant. It can be in whatever context you use it in.
Yeah.
But regardless of whether it's a homophobic chant or not, you just should not say it at soccer games. That's
Also,
that's
when
it.
you have a ton of cameras and mics in your face, seems like the wrong time.
No, like I'm not excusing using the word in general.
No.
But it's just that in that instance, it's probably not cool.
Pretty stupid.
It's pretty
to use it
stupid.
in that moment.
So
he's getting a lot of heat. Supposedly he has what? He gets two years is his contract?
I don't know what his deal is actually.
2 or 3 years, something like that. So the rumor is that maybe he isn't
He's not
leaving.
he ain't going anywhere. He'll be there for a while. We'll see. My main concern,
And we will remain a motherfucking disaster.
well, the main thing that I mentioned to Jason as well was just like that. I think him not using Jonathan Lewis more this season was a huge mistake.
And look, honestly, there's got to be a reason for
There
it.
has to be, but I mean that
Even somebody put the stats up. Tati has 1 goal, 0 assists in like 500 minutes.
yeah.
Jonathan Lewis got 1 goal, 2 goals, and 1 assist, I think, in 200 minutes. What are we doing?
Yeah, what are we doing?
Although, shouts to Tati for faking a headbutt from Guzan.
that was
But can I say something? Getting Guzan out of the game makes no point if we don't have any shots on goal. It makes 0 sense.
so.
It's like learning how to kill the final boss in a video game when you can't pass the first level.
So
it doesn't matter.
So yeah, congratulations to Atlanta United. Now, so we know they're going to be facing the Red Bulls. Let's talk about the Red Bull game. Red Bulls played against Columbus Crew.
Bodied them.
Bodied them.
Body bags. Man.
They were a lot of the Metro fans were just were like, this is going to happen again.
Yeah.
We're not going to get past this. They were down 1-0
The
in the
Tifo,
aggregate.
True Believers. We have a friend Yuri, who's a big Red Bulls fan, and he's like, nah, man, there's something different about this year. He stopped short of saying it's our year, which is a real Red Bull thing. Red Bull fans just don't want to say that because it's bitten them in the ass before. But the idea that it's a different year, it feels that way watching.
It does, especially with the adversity of switching coaches this year, and clearly one team handled it a little bit better than the other New York
All I have
team.
to say is if you're NYCFC, I'm not saying that what the Rebels do is perfect, but look across the water. They have a system. They plug and play players. Guys like Tyler Adams, which are going to be sold for big money and are amazing, from the men's national team and are going to be big players in the future. They're able to remove them from the team, and the team is still just as good, if not better, than they were before because they have this system. What the hell are we doing, NYCFC? Get your academy up and running. Get this shit taken care of.
Yeah, it's a piece of cake.
Ridiculous.
It's a piece of cake. Just
bring the kids in from Europe. What are we doing?
Where are you gonna put him? Where are you gonna put him? Anyway, they need a place to play. They need a league.
Put him in Westchester. We got room. They got all that room up there they ain't using. Bring him to Brooklyn.
All right, but the Red Bulls did win this game 3-0, and a brace from Danny Royer, and then a goal from Aaron Long.
Yeah.
Impressive, right? They got the goal in the first half, and then Royer, those 2 goals, it very much felt like they, especially in that second half, they were just like, I hadn't seen the Red Bulls play with that kind of definitive confidence of like, I know what our history is, and we're going to get it done today. They made pretty much no mistakes.
They came fully prepared for that game, and they play very differently when they're home versus when they're not. When they're not home, there's this sort of questioning of are they doing the right thing? When they're home, it's like, you're going to have to play at our speed. You're going to have to try to keep up with our press. It's very impressive.
Yeah.
No pun intended.
I was just looking at the stats. Alex Mule got credited for the goal, but I'm pretty sure it went off of Aaron Long's foot. So
No. Aaron Long kicked it, and Alex Mule just slightly deflected
okay.
it.
So I just got a mistake.
Yeah.
So we now know who is going to be up. It's Red Bulls against
Atlanta,
and then
that's going to be an amazing.
That's going to be an amazing series. I mean, it's going to be another tough series.
And Red Bull kind of have Atlanta number during the regular season. So what's going to happen?
We
in the
have
playoffs?
to favor the Red Bulls objectively, right? It looks like they are the ones you would probably bet on in this case. Even though I think it's going to be super close.
I think it's going to be Portland, Atlanta. Personally, I think that's going to be the MLS Cup final.
Okay, you think Portland's going to be Sporting Kansas City?
Yeah, I do. I just think there's something about the way GSF Racing coaches, which is we don't even know if he does. But there's just something about that team this year that it doesn't feel like they can collapse. SKC, that series is going to be amazing. I think SKC has every opportunity to make it to the MLS Cup final.
I mean, but this is a little rematch of might get some more double posts.
Yeah, that's right.
With
Abdul Salam,
but I mean, they didn't win. He lost in the USL Cup final for Phoenix. Anyway, so he's taking some L's.
Yeah, jeez.
with NYCFC
I think it's going to be Atlanta and Portland, but Red Bull have as much a good a chance as anybody left. And it's kind of cool that all the best, like the 2 best teams in the East are in it, you know? I would have loved if NYCFC was in it, but it's kind of cool that if you're a fan of just soccer, this is going to be a great series for you to watch.
It's very much the teams that were at the top of the table seems to be doing the best. So, look, these playoffs, we got to take a break for about 2 weeks, week, right?
Stupid
a week and a half.
International break. But here comes Berhalter, coach of the men's national team.
So hopefully that gets sorted out soon. Everyone,
you should come in from the rafters during the England game. Sarakin just rips the letters off his jersey.
Yeah, a little pageantry would be nice, right? Hopefully that gets sorted out soon. I mean, what would be insane if Berhalter does, after he's out of the playoffs, and if Berhalter does not get the job, how insane would that be? Like, what the hell was his last year and like these last 14 months?
How much did he mess up the interview? Like, what was his PowerPoint presentation like? This is his job to lose, so just announce it already. Let's get going. Let's prepare for the next cycle.
Exactly. All right.
Enough.
So we're going to take a quick break and then get to our next segment. We're going to be talking to Feefa's here.
Yeah.
Feefa's here.
We should have read the news. We should have made it do Feefa the news.
Feefa the news, but Feefa the news. And he just reads regular political news.
He just reads the news. He's got a good voice. You know what I mean? We're going to have a rapper. We're having a rapper who loves soccer on the
we
show.
played a song of his
at the end of
a couple episodes ago. So he happened to be in town.
We flew him out.
We flew him out here.
First class to New York City.
That's
None
how we
of
do.
that's true.
Look, we take care of our rappers out in the West Coast.
Yeah. And we said, yo, you first class, you better have pupusas on there. All right? My man don't eat none of your scrambled eggs, my guy.
So we're going to be talking to him to Feefa right after this.
Hey, thank you so much for listening to the podcast. We just have a word from one of our sponsors.
Northland Video.
Northland Video.
So this is super cool because, and just a peek behind the curtain. So this was one of our Cooligans fans.
Yeah.
Who has
a business.
Who has a business, and he does something super cool.
And he's sponsoring the podcast.
So that we're so happy to work together. So. If you need if you have a kid in who wants to get into college soccer, right,
Yeah.
or trying to get into some academy, and
Or just like get an agent or something, you got to send a tape of highlights.
you know,
right?
when we do stand up, we have to send in like our tape to like agents or managers
Yeah,
or
like
clubs,
bookers.
and
Yeah.
clubs. So
So you need something that shows what you can do, right?
Yes.
Maybe that's difficult for some of these parents. You guys aren't editors. Guess who is? Northland Video.
So Northland Video, what they will do is you can either one of two things. They're based in the Seattle area. So like, let's say if you are in the Seattle area, they can help you. They'll film your game and then edit the highlights for your son or daughter.
How incredible is that? So they'll actually go out and film the game. They're gonna put it all together for you, and they're gonna give it to you as a finished product. How awesome
Yeah,
is that? So you want to help your kid get into college soccer, right? And you need highlight videos. They're experts at picking out the highlights and putting together an impactful video.
Yeah, so this is a really cool opportunity. So even if you are not in the Seattle area, you can send them your footage.
And they'll put it together.
And they'll put it together for you. So you can film your kid's game. They can find the best highlights and make your child shine.
Yeah, this isn't like some wedding video, by the way. They've actually talked to 20 coaches in the past year to keep current on what the coaches are actually looking for. So they're not just going to be able to pick out cool highlights. This isn't some random non-soccer fan. They know exactly what the highlight needs to be, and they're going to put that together for you.
And if somebody's getting married on a soccer pitch, they can find the best highlights to pick for you.
Right? They won't put the video of the guy picking his nose. The groom, they won't put that in there. They know
only the good stuff.
they've spoken to wives about what they're looking for.
So make sure, go to northlandvideo.com. And if you are a Cooligans fan, just let them know that you're a Cooligans fan, and you will receive 50% off the
That's
assembly fee.
insane. 50% off.
So that will be $75 that you will save on.
You're
on
going to
the
get
entire-
half off just because you listen to us.
All right. So make sure you do that.
You want your kid getting into college?
What are you going to be a bad parent? You going to not let them go to college?
Also, what are you spending all the money on the video? No, you need to save a little. College is expensive.
Exactly.
Well, you know what I mean? So you come to us. You say Cooligans, go to northlandvideo.com, Northland Video, NORTHLANDVIDEO.com, and just tell them you're a Cooligans fan. You're going to get 50% off a dope video for your kid. Yeah, baby, we're back.
We are
Come
back.
on.
We're thrilled.
This is incredible. We've talked about this from the beginning. We love soccer. We love hip hop.
Yeah.
Right? And we're trying to merge those cultures together and shove it down the mouths
forcefully.
of American soccer fans. And what better way to do it than to just have a rapper on whose name is derived, I'm assuming is derived from the soccer game.
Yeah.
And also just love soccer. Ladies and gentlemen, unless you're driving, the one, the only, put your hands together for the one, the only, Feefa, everybody.
Feefa, what's up, man?
What's good?
Thanks so much for coming here, man. I know you are from Los Angeles, but you're out here in New York.
Yes, sir.
How's the first time in New York?
Nah, fourth.
Okay.
Fourth. All right, cool. So you're used to
Yeah.
the weather a little bit by now.
Yeah, actually, the first time I came here, there was a blizzard, so that was my wake-up call.
All right.
So I was like, all right, if I could take this, I'm going to be able to take the other day,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
it
If you
caught
can
me off
make it
guard.
here during a
Yeah.
blizzard, you can make it
Yeah, I was
anytime.
like,
Because
all right.
FIFA's already in the Manchester United winter
vintage.
technical kit.
He looks like he
hell
just
yeah.
came off the field and they draped him with the Manchester United.
look like an
I got the-
assistant coach out here.
Yeah.
That's how it is, Mourinho status, you know?
Yeah, Mourinho.
Is Manchester United your favorite team in Premier League?
Kind of.
Okay.
Kind of?
Kind of.
How?
It depends. I loved Arsenal growing up just because of Thierry Henry.
Yeah.
I was like a major
Yeah,
He's a
I'm
big
fan of
gooner
him.
over
Big,
here. Yeah.
big
Like,
Thierry
yo,
Henry
like
fan,
I
yeah.
just loved his style of play, you know?
Yeah.
Like he was the best description of the soccer play, you know, the length, the speed,
Yeah.
the touch, the vision, the
The
IQ.
scoring ability.
Wow.
Whenever he wanted.
Whenever.
Yeah.
Damn, you
Left,
talk
right
about
foot.
soccer players like the way you talk about a girl. Like,
Yeah.
yo, yeah, she got it all.
I know.
Yeah, not for real.
The
Like
fit,
he
the-
had it
the
all.
booty.
Yeah.
That was the man, like for real.
He's like
he had-
36, 24, 36 goals, 24 assists.
Yo, assists, goals, he got it all. Slide tackles, yellows, reds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but that was my favorite player growing up, just because of that. You know,
Yeah.
Yeah.
we didn't see that much. You know,
Especially during that era. That era was
Yeah.
still a little bit tougher. Scoring wasn't as fly.
Yeah.
And Thierry Henry just made it like you gotta watch.
Yeah. So you are, we know we played your music. Thank you again for letting us do that.
Yeah, no
we played
problem.
some of your music a couple weeks ago. You are a rapper. You are a soccer player. So we had gotten in contact through On the Valley Apparel because
Right.
you on the Valley. I'm also rocking
damn,
it
I
as well.
forgot my Wu-Tang.
Hell
Yeah,
yeah.
too.
All good, all good.
Hell yeah, you in New York, baby.
Hell yeah.
And they said amazing things about you playing in like Central LA as you grew up,
Yeah.
and your El Salvadorian background. and you got bars, and we had a rapper on also before who also is a soccer, but he's a freestyler.
Yeah.
And when this was first introduced to me, like this idea of like soccer players that also rap, I'm like, yo, what is this craziness, right?
Yeah, this is wild.
Not. There's no way.
Everybody gets to rap now.
Nah, you need to be slanging coke, doing drugs.
Yeah.
What
No.
is this soccer stuff?
We don't want a pitch behind you. We need a trap house, or else it ain't hip hop.
I mean, the thing about me is there was trap house and soccer field. Like,
Well, this is what
together,
is so
you get me?
intriguing because you come from that LA, El Salvadoran background. Soccer, like, it's not saying what made you a soccer fan. It's like, it's a part of your life.
it's a party,
right?
Yeah.
And like your family made you like watch soccer. Like, is it a part of like your parents or like your cousins?
It's something that it's hard to explain. Like, you know, because even as a kid, now my son, before he started walking, he just ended up kicking the ball. So it's already in his Nate, like, you know, it's just natural. And that's what my dad would tell us too. He was like, yo, it's not that I forced it onto you guys. You guys would tell me, like, Dad, we want to play on the weekend. So he was like, yo, I had to put you guys on the team. So, you know, it's just natural to me. And I think the skill and all that stuff, just, you know, that comes with like dedication and whatever, you know, if you really want to go as a player. But as far as, you know, me liking soccer, it was just natural.
And that's, I think, what's so frustrating is because when we say we're soccer fans, we almost have to make an excuse for it. Now, look, I'm Cuban, he's Dominican, not known for soccer. We're known for baseball, right?
Yeah.
So, like, we have to explain why we're soccer fans. For you, you're like, I don't even know how to explain it. Soccer is a part of your life. It's like saying, there's a couch. You know, of course there's a couch in your house.
You
But
got
I
a
guess
couch
more-
in your living room?
More for you have to explain, like, I'm a El Salvadorian rapper and soccer player. Yeah, I like rap. Like, you got to defend that.
That's the part that you have to defend, the fact that
Right.
you're a Salvadorian Hispanic kid from LA who got into rap, you know?
Yeah.
So like that's kind of the break that I'm trying to break that door right now.
That's your hurdle.
Yeah, that's my hurdle. That's why I'm trying to break that door right now.
How do you feel about it now? Because I've been the last couple of weeks. As soon as I heard about your music, I started listening to it. And I'm like, yo, this is right up my alley. I mean,
It's pretty dope. And the Spanglish, man, just shouts for that.
Appreciate it.
Because we talk about this all the time. When people make soccer content for Hispanics, they always do it in Spanish. And it's like, we talk Spanish, but we talk both. Sometimes intertwine it.
Hell yeah.
It's like, yo, man, I'm going to go to La Tienda. Que tú quieres? Like, that's how we talk. Like,
Exactly.
that's how our generation being Latin American, we talk. And the fact that you're doing that in hip hop, that's not something I hear a lot. And I'm a big fan of that.
Man, thank you.
Yeah. So what made you do that? It's just natural to you?
It just it was just natural as far as just you know, before I was doing all English just because I was like, damn, they would never accept
You got to play their
artist.
game.
You get me? Exactly. You got to kind of play their game. You feel me? But before I would make a record or whatever, I would freestyle in Spanish just to like get my rhythm. You get me?
Yeah.
So that shit just came natural. And every time I would, you know, it was just fun stuff. Like, you know, just bragging on homies, just dirty shoes, like just random shit. It wouldn't make sense. Sometimes it wouldn't rhyme, but you know, that's just how it warmed up. You get me? And it came to a point where, you know, my boys, they were just like, dog, you got to put that shit on the record, you know?
Yeah, put that on tracks.
And then I was just like, you know, one day we were just, my rookie year, sent me the record Nvidia.
Okay.
He put a sample of the beat on Instagram. He was like, he just put like a 15-second clip, and I knew him from like years ago. So then I just hit him up. I was like, yo, send me this fucking beat, and I will have you something special in like 2 or 3 days. So then that day he sent it to me. I went straight to the studio. And it just,
and what, you
I
brought
just let
all
it out.
38 rappers that are on that track with you to the
No,
studio?
no.
There's like 6 heads on that track.
There's 4. There's Anthony Blanco, Calais, and Cap Angels. Now these were like the I would say like the top Latin rappers that I found in the city that could do the same shit that I was doing. You feel me?
Yeah.
Where I was like, yo, let's start this fucking movement together. You feel me?
Yeah.
So then as soon as I laid the record, I called up Anthony, and then we just got in the studio. As soon as we finished the record, then and I was just like, yo, hit up Calais, hit up Cap. We need this shit to be a dope movement. Like, I think if I was to do it alone, people wouldn't really respect it
Sure,
as much.
sure.
But if you put more people that are doing it, it just shows a movement and unity.
It does. It also shows that culture exists. You know what I
Exactly.
mean? And I think that's something that we're trying to do with Cooligans is we're trying to bring on other
We're trying
funny
to rap
people.
on these
Yeah, we're
on
trying
this
to just
podcast
drop
a little bit
bars.
more.
It's all about ro con pollo, but I mean, we're
Hell
getting
yeah.
there. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah.
Ropa vieja doesn't really rhyme with a lot, but we're gonna get. You know what I mean? We're gonna get it there. What is your goal? Like, if someone came to you 2 contracts, one, you would play professional soccer in the Premier League, and the other one, you'd be a platinum selling artist,
I'll be an
hip hop
artist.
legend.
I'll be an artist.
Yeah, that's the game you're choosing.
Yeah, that's the game I'm choosing. I'm okay with just sitting on the sideline now and coaching.
Well, if you're a platinum selling artist, you're in the suite, right? That's not a bad life.
It's not a bad look. You know, I'm 30 now. I've been playing since I was 4. So it's like I had a back injury at 16. You know, and then I had a neck injury when I came back at 19. You go up for a header, somebody clips you.
Yeah.
You know, that's the South Central way of playing. Like, you know, is if people are dirty, you get hit with an elbow.
Yeah.
So it's like
It's real CONCACAF.
it's that's just real. We were playing on dirt, like, you know, it's nothing but dirt in these fields, dirt and fucking, like, you couldn't even see the lines. And these
Yeah.
are our parents telling us, you know, slide. They were like, no tirate, que se tira el portero. And then I'm looking at my boys like, bro, you don't have to do it. Like, it ain't that serious,
Yo, my
you
parents
know?
gotta get me killed.
Yeah,
I know.
and he was like,
We're not allowing alcohol on the
Yeah.
benches no more, man.
Yo, and when he'll
Dad's
die,
going
when the
nutty.
homie would die, you know, we'll come up to him and be like, hey, dog, like, yo, you're crazy, bro. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And we'll sit there and be like, yo, why did you die for that shit? You know? He was like, dog.
Only the kids are reasonable. Like,
Yeah.
what, like, just
We
do
gotta get our
We're like,
parents
yo,
someone to
fuck.
talk to. I remember
and-
just sliding in dirt. You have like that blood mixed with the dirt on your
Yeah.
leg, and your parents are like, walk it off. And like, no, get me penicillin.
Yeah.
How-
Something
how
illegal. is on
serious-
the field.
Traían el spray, the magical spray.
Yeah.
Traían el spray. Like, yo, that shit doesn't do nothing.
Yeah, that's Windex, man. Get off me.
What
We
is
call
this,
it-
coconut oil?
Yeah,
It's not.
we call it the special.
Abuela, enough with the mazola. That's not helping.
It's the special spray, man.
what was your how close were you, or how serious were you about playing professionally or whatever? It sounds like it was a real part of your
I
life.
play competitive. I was like in the Coast Soccer League, which is one of the biggest soccer leagues in LA. I played national, state. Actually, one of my boys that I grew up playing with, he's playing for the El Salvador national team.
wow.
Herson Mayen.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
That's
so
awesome.
He's a fucking baller, yo.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
he was like at another level. Like his focus was strictly soccer. Like his dad had him like focused. As far as the other kids, you know, we're Salvadorian. We're born with bad habits.
Yeah,
You know, so
you can say that.
you know, so we were trying to fight like the outside life of that, you know, of us being broke, our dads not being home, you know,
That
you
street
know,
life.
gang members,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
one of my boys one of my teammates got killed at 16, just
Sorry to
hanging
hear
out
that.
with a gang member, you know, he got hit because he was
Yeah,
hanging
yeah.
out with the wrong dude, and this is us at 16. He was probably one of our best defenders. You feel me?
Yeah, yeah.
So it's like we had to fight all these things to like stay focused. So it's like I didn't get focused till like later on in life. I was like Arjen Robben, where I got better as I got older. You feel me?
Yeah.
Because my focus was just better. So like now that I'm 30, like people see me like, damn, this is a good 21-year-old, and I'm like, bro, I'm 30. Like,
Well, that's the thing. You're
Yeah.
very unlike Arjen Robben in the fact that you still look like a teenager.
Yeah.
Arjen Robben been looking 40
nah,
since
but
he was a
he
teenager.
plays like he's 19.
Yeah.
Like he plays very young. You feel me? So it's like, yeah, that's one of the things, you know. And then I felt like that was a story that I wanted to speak to like everybody about, you know, where it's just like soccer saved me from a lot of bullshit,
yeah.
Yeah.
you know?
Well, that's the power of the game. The power of the game is that it brings people together, and also it takes you away from certain things that would otherwise
yeah.
not be so positive.
Yep.
That's awesome. I'm glad you came out of all that.
Yeah, that is a storyline we don't really get to hear too much about American soccer, because a lot of times, and that's great that your friend even made it as far as playing for the national team of El Salvador.
Yeah.
But like for a lot of American kids, they don't come from that background. It's just like there's a lot. Even let's say they make it to the men's national team or
Yeah.
women's national team, they usually have a pretty good environment. Not all. Like
Not
we
all.
have
In the
Clint
past,
Dempseys.
it's a very common thing.
Yeah.
Like soccer's what they do when they're tired of studying for their law degree. You know what I
Exactly.
mean? Where we come from, it's a little different. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So we're trying to speak to that side of it for sure.
Yeah, so-
What first made you want to get in the studio and rap? Is it just sort of, you know, for
I mean,
us, it was like Dirty Dozens with your friends and stuff like that?
Yeah, it was something that was built built inside of me when I was 5. My mom used to make me sing in church. So this was like when the cassette players were made. So I had to flip the track. Boom.
Yo, you're 30.
record
We
it.
know, bro.
Yeah.
So, you know,
and by the
yeah.
way, that's a super Latino thing. Your
Yeah.
mother's like, "Oh, you want to run around? How about you get in that church and sing?"
Yeah.
We'll
you
take
want
some
to
of
go
that
to church?
energy out of
We'll
you.
give you a reason to go to church.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It's like, damn.
I
Okay.
know. I know.
So that's
Tell
just
the
how
priest
it
you
was.
hit me, ma.
and then I would freestyle in class with friends, just clowning each other, you know.
Yeah.
But I never took it like serious because I was still doing soccer, and at that time, hip hop was just a certain, you know, let's be honest, it was just a certain color,
Yeah, yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
Besides Fat Joe and Big Pun, but they were still más morenos que you know.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
Latinos,
yeah.
Like, you know,
It wasn't a big Latino thing.
it wasn't like a big Latino thing.
I
so-
remember I would hear of like Latino rappers out of the West Coast, but it was like very small. Like they weren't popping.
and it was Chicano.
Yeah, it was all Chicano
It's all
stuff.
Chicanos, and we can't relate to that because
No.
their lifestyle and their culture is way different. Their sound is different.
Yeah. Shouts
you
to
know?
Fat Joe, who's Cuban, by the way.
Yeah, shout out to
Half, at
Fat
least.
Joe though. But you know, it's just you had like the it's just Chicano rap in LA. Like how I tell a lot of folks, like let's say you're managing me, and you go out and try to shop me around and be like, yo, I have this Latin artist from LA. Automatically think SA,
Yeah.
bald head, gangster,
Yes,
Chicano
yeah.
rap. They'll be like, oh, we might put that one on hold. You feel me?
Yeah.
So it's like I'm trying to change that where it's just like, yo, I fuck with the Mexicans, I fuck with the Cubans and all that.
Yeah.
Like, how can we make a sound that'll like define all of us? You feel me? Just as a unit.
Right.
You get me? So
We're
that was
proud
just
to be
my main
Latino,
thing.
but I always get tired when they're like, Alexis, he's a Latin comic. I'm like, you could say that, but just
Yeah.
specify that I'm Cuban, because if it's New York Latin comic, they picture a guy from the South Bronx who's
Yeah.
Puerto Rican, and that's it. And I'm like, I don't mind. Just
And
say
he's
I'm Cuban.
huepa on stage.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, let me hit. And I'm like, I got jokes. Yeah. I'm not
real.
playing a drum. You know what I mean?
For real.
I'm not selling pasteles. I actually got jokes. You know?
So I hate to put you under too much pressure, but you did mention that you freestyle a lot. Is there any possibility that can happen on the podcast? Is that too much pressure?
It's too much pressure.
It's too much
Yeah.
pressure. That's it. I know.
But-
that.
you got a
good.
track.
I mean, I could probably do it, but I could do it. You guys would just have
There's
to
a
give me
voice
a
in the
topic.
background that says
Just
you can
give
do
me a word, and I'll go with that. So you guys know it's a freestyle. So when
Gully.
Gully, say no to bullies. Yeah, you full of shit. Yeah, you're fully. I could put one through your scully. Give me another word.
Okay.
Go bring it for me.
My guy.
My guy, fuck it, my guy. I'm out here moving, trying to be a wise guy. I got some knowledge for the kids and the knowledge for the children. Come on, let's unite, man. Let's turn up this fucking building.
There you go.
Hey,
All right.
What else do you say? Hey, shout out to the Cooligans. We made it today.
Yeah.
Hey.
I feel like I want to just walk around the streets of New York with you and just do this all day.
Yo,
But Feefa's gonna be doing a track for us in studio, and he's gonna be rapping, and we're gonna be putting it up on our YouTube channel.
Yeah, so check out our YouTube channel. But this is the end of the episode if you listen to the podcast.
That's right.
So first of all, I just want to thank FIFA for coming out. I
thank
want to
you
thank all
guys,
of you
man.
guys
Thank
for
you
listening. Everyone who left 5 stars, everyone who's joined Gully Squad, thank you so much. Keep doing that. It means the world to us. Thank you to our sponsors. Anyone else?
No, that's it, man.
All right, well-
So FIFA, we do this thing at the end of every show.
You'll
where
know exactly what
You'll
we're
know
doing,
what I mean. We sort of just like do an outro, and it's like we yell Cooligans and stuff. It'll all make sense. So just join in.
You'll know exactly when.
when it feels right. So for FIFA, not the organization,
No.
the rapper FIFA,
Less corrupt.
let's corrupt.
or more corrupt, depending on what homies you ask.
What the real stories are.
The
For
real
FIFA,
corruption.
My name is Christian Polanco.
My name is Alexis and Guerreros. And together, what are we? The
Cooligans! Let's go.
What's up? It's the world champion, Judah Friedlander, and you're watching the Cooligans. Why? Because you're cool. This is what winners look like right here, man.
I mean, you're looking at us.
Right now with my legs, I just juggled the ball 80,000 times.
You missed it.
Yeah.
He's been playing keepy uppy since I met him.
Yep, look faster, guys.
Go Team USA.